Breaking news, it turns out that the people carpet bombing the innocent are actually the good guys. Just kidding, that would be retarded. Let's go live to Steinberg.
So you're saying they have weapons of mass destruction again?
Exactly. It's the same excuse we've used since the towers fell. Not much has changed.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get PTSD from hurting the innocent, then we die for the chosen people. Yeah. Let's go, we shouldn't be here.
Those weapons of mass destruction gotta be somewhere.
This non-chosen sand person lost his home and family just hours ago, but Israeli military officials say this is God's plan and questioning it is antiseptic.
Please stop!
I hear they're building a new restaurant in Tel Aviv. The chef prepares an amazing foreskin salad.
This is where I will cook my foreskins. Imported directly from the adrenochrome factory.
I've never tried the foreskin salad.
Sounds satanic.
Right. Probably part of their Talmudic beliefs.
Right?
Shapiro Stein.
Tosboth Yebamoth, 98a. If you eat with a Gentile, it is as if you have eaten with a dog. Here's a good one. Baba Kama 113a. Jews may use lies to circumvent a Gentile.
We may have done...
Nope, no weapons over there.
I miss 2001, back when we all blamed the same people. Today, everybody notices. This is why we do false flags. We go live to the dancing Israelis.
These people really know how to dance, but the real dancers are on the roof.
We're following these guys up to the top floor, no clue what's going on, but they're moving fast. Yo, check this out. We are God's chosen people.
The biggest story of the last 2 weeks, of course, is the Epstein kill himself or did Epstein not kill himself story. And who are all these pedophiles and child traffickers and people that are having sex with minors? Where's the list? Where's the list? But we're not supposed to know. Now, of course, there's not really a list, but we know that there is a group of people, of really, really, really rich people, who do not want any information to come out that they may be associated with the islands and the Virgin Islands, the ranch in New Mexico, or the great big mansion in Manhattan. You know, Jeffrey Epstein's cribs. Now, according to Dan Bonadingo and Kash Patel and Pam Bondi and Donald Trump, there ain't nothing to see here. The guy hung himself with some paper blankets, and nobody knew anything, nobody saw anything, the cameras were down. And see, we found this one camera, and you know, it doesn't really show anything, but we've looked at everything, and we can't put everything out there, otherwise it might endanger the innocent people who may be caught up in this just because, you know, they were there at the time and not really anything. Shut up. Shut up. Don't talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, we already know, everybody knows that Jeffrey Epstein was a Mossad agent. Just know it. Too much evidence, too many things, too many coincidences. And then Ghislaine Maxwell, her daddy, you know, big time, big time. Got a hero's funeral over there in Israel. Now Ghislaine is sitting there in the jailhouse for what? For trafficking youngins. Now, where'd she traffic them to? Just like Jeffrey Epstein? Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of victims. Now, it wasn't just for that one pedophile Epstein, who we know King Charles, and what his name is now. What the hell? Did they change their name? They change their name when they get to be king. I don't know. All that royalty bullshit, I don't care anything about. But Epstein is tied to Israel. And Epstein was blackmailing and knew, and you know, Blackmail is a thing that politicians are always subject to. And ladies and gentlemen, here in the United States of America, your politicians are bought and paid for. Virtually every single one of them bought and paid for by some special interest group. Whether it be the military-industrial complex, AIPAC and Israel, or the big pharma. Those three, pharmakia, look up in the Bible what the hell the pharmakia is all about. The military-industrial complex that profits off of war, death, and destruction. And AIPAC, with a genocidal rogue state that now controls the United States and has us complicit in a genocide against the Palestinian people. And Donald J. Trump, Make America Great Again, supports every single bomb that has been falling on Gaza since he took office. Ladies and gentlemen, he has gotten us into a war now over in Iran with the B-2 bombers going over there to stop them damn Iranians from having any kind of nuclear weapon. Well, he didn't destroy all the nuclear program and all that. All that's bullshit. Just like Joe Biden, bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. It's all bullshit.
Everybody else is thinking the Barnum statement means the same thing that they've imagined.
So it's basically an ambiguous statement?
Well, it's not just an ambiguous statement. Lots of statements are ambiguous. It's a nice day. That's an ambiguous statement. What's a nice day? Maybe you like it cool and rainy. Maybe you like it hot and sunny. Maybe you like the snow. See, the hallmark of a Barnum statement is that it's an ambiguous statement, but it plays on your emotions. It moves you, herds you in a certain direction. I mean, it leverages an emotion without the person realizing it. They move you, they tie you to some kind of emotional idea. It's a nice day. It's ambiguous, sure, but who cares, right? It's not designed to play on your emotions, so it's not a Barnum statement, you see?
Okay. Give us some good examples of Barnum statements.
Your vote counts. They're a threat to our democracy. He's working hard for you. We got to bring the country together.
We have to do everything we can to bring our country together.
Now is the time to bring the country together.
The president has done a lot to bring this country together.
Stuff like that. It's meaningless. It's drivel, but it stirs the people's emotions.
That's right. It's all a show. It's a clown show. Donald Trump's an actor. Just like old Joe Biden, old Sleepy Joe, he was an actor too. But senile, he done used out his brainwash. He sold his soul a long time ago. Now he doesn't even know where the hell he's at. But they're the same. Look at that, more war, more spending, more spending. The big beautiful bill. What does it do more than anything? Increase the debt. They have to have more and more debt. They don't give a shit about you and me. They don't give a shit about the middle class. They don't care. They'll talk it up. Barnum statement after Barnum statement. Make America great again, don't you know?
So with American pride swelling in our hearts and American courage stirring in our souls, I say these words to you tonight.
For those who've abandoned hope, we'll restore hope and we'll welcome them into a great national crusade to make America great again.
I believe that together we can make America great again.
This is a magnificent victory for the American people that will allow us to make America great again.
So what are they doing? They're obfuscating. Hey, look over here. Look at over Ukraine. Look at what we did in Iran. You know, all these people in Texas got flooded out now. You know. Now, y'all didn't think that was all natural, did you? You know. Have you figured out yet that they can enhance and they can move and they can control weather to a certain extent? Huh? No, that's a conspiracy. Oh, I'm an anti-Semite. Yeah, you think if the government controls weather, you're an anti-Semite, don't you know? You know, they call you all kinds of names, conspiracy theorists, you know. And if you think you speak out against Israel, everything's anti-Semitic, you know, or you against them damn Jews. You know, it ain't the damn Jews, it's the damn Zionists. I care less what you think. I can care less what you worship. But I do, you know, kind of beg to differ with you when you're committing genocide in the name of God. That I have to take exception to. And I have to take an exception to the any of the American government officials who want to say Israel, Israel, Israel. Of Ted Cruz. That clown. Ted Cruz is a damn clown. And he's like one of these MAGA evangelical nut jobs who used a Schofield Bible to twist and turn as much as they can to somehow or another make a deed between God and the Netanyahu regime that passes through 3,000 years and makes it where every Christian should support the Zionist genocide no matter what they do, and we should bomb Iran whenever they say, and we should send more and more and more weapons so that they can bomb Gaza into oblivion, and then Donald Trump can go in there with some oceanfront property real estate.
And this is when he gets to explaining that he believes there is a theological basis for us to be married to Israel's foreign policy. Take a listen.
Growing up in Sunday school, I was taught from the Bible, those who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. And from my perspective, I want to be on the blessing side of things.
Of those who bless the government of Israel?
Those who bless Israel is what it says. It doesn't say the government of, it says the nation of Israel. So that's in the Bible. As a Christian, I believe that.
Where is that?
I can find it to you. I don't have the scripture off the tip of my... You pull out the phone and use the Google.
It's in Genesis. But so you're quoting a Bible phrase. You don't have context for it and you don't know where in the Bible it is, but that's like your theology? I'm confused. What does that even mean?
Tucker.
I'm a Christian. I want to know what you're talking about.
Okay. Where does my support for Israel come from? Number one, because biblically we're commanded to support Israel. But number two...
Hold on.
I'm not holding on.
Hold on. You're a senator, and now you're throwing out theology, and I am a Christian, and I am allowed to weigh in on this. We are commanded as Christians to support the government of Israel?
We are commanded to support Israel. And what
does that mean, Israel?
We're told those who bless Israel will be blessed.
But what? Hold on. Define Israel. This is important. Are you kidding? This is a majority Christian country.
Define Israel? Do you not know what Israel is? That would be the country you've asked like 49 questions about.
So that's what Genesis, that's what God is talking about.
The nation of Israel, yes.
And so is that the current borders, the current leadership? He's talking about the political entity called Israel?
He's talking about the nation of Israel. Yeah, nations exist, and he's discussing a nation. A nation was the people of Israel.
Is the nation
the
God's referring to in Genesis, is that the same as the country run by Benjamin Netanyahu right now?
Yes.
It is.
And I'm really happy he said that, because when you hear it, you realize how ridiculous it sounds. Even if you're not following the theology, if you don't identify as a Christian, you realize that you have a senator that is sitting across saying that his number one reason, he didn't say one of the reasons, he said my number one reason that I support Israel is because the Bible commands me to do so. And just so you know, the Bible does not command, and this is what Tucker Carlson is getting to in that clip, it absolutely does not command you to support the modern state of Israel, like Genesis is pointing to the modern 1948 created state of Israel, and you must support it, despite the fact that it is very much involved in what can only be described as demonic behavior since its creation, right? And so you're going to ignore every other biblical passage. You're going to misinterpret this one. It's a dispensationalist heresy. Dispensationalist heresy, which was factually funded by the World Zionist Congress. And we can do another episode on that as I present to you guys all of the evidence that what it guided the notations. This really stems from the Schofield Bible, the heresy of the Schofield Bible. Schofield himself was an absolute fraud who got funded and was overseas and alleges that he wrote all of these notes in the Bible and is telling people how to read their Bibles. The first time that notations were put underneath the passages. So this is what Genesis says, and this is what it means. And this is how this heresy arrived in America. Then somehow this guy is able to, it becomes the most printed book, and Oxford Press gets behind it because like a random pastor, you get the idea here. It was very much a funded effort to have Christians misunderstand the Bible. And Ted Cruz is one of these Christians. And so he says this is number one reason that he supports what they're doing. So he is willing to support the criminality of Benjamin Netanyahu because he's just in the land of Israel. That's he's saying it's the nation state of Israel. By that argument, if suddenly the current Israelis in Israel all left and we put in a bunch of Iranians, then he would say the same thing because it's a place, right? So Ted Cruz would say, my Bible commands me, I will be blessed. I bless those who bless Israel. He's talking about a place, a physical place, and anybody could be in there and he would back it. It's an absolute nonsense for him to suggest this. And like I said, it's also a theological disaster. And it's so important for people to learn the history, the true history of the Schofield Bible and this sort of modern dispensationalist belief, which has been so toxic to our foreign policy and has been pushed in large part. It's even the hyphening of Judeo-Christian values. I'm a Christian. I'm not Jewish. I am a Christian. My values are Christian. And frankly, you should believe that a country which has involved itself, as Israel has, in blackmail, in murder, in bombing children, in murdering and starving women and children to get what it wants, the deception. And I mean, you could talk about it on a widespread level. You could talk about it on a historical level. You could talk about it on a molecular or a personal level. It is like a requirement to support Zionism. You just have to lie. You have to lie like all the time. I mean, they are just every day pushing this idea that I'm funded by Qatar. Not a shred of proof. It's completely false. It is untrue. And they say it every day because they have no other arguments. All they have to do is keep hoping that people like Senator Ted Cruz, especially if they're being funded by AIPAC, will completely misinterpret the Genesis and believe that no matter what, they have to support the policies of Bibi Netanyahu, which not even the Israelis support, right? They don't even support him. They were protesting against him in wartime. So that's very, it should terrify you, frankly. It should terrify you. It's also ironic that we are told that Iran, they can have nukes because they're a bunch of rabid fundamentalists, right? Religious fanatics. And at the same time, you are saying that Israel doesn't have to abide by international law. They don't have to even speak or acknowledge the fact that they have nukes. It's okay that they stole that from America. They stole weapons from America. It's okay that Jeffrey Epstein is running a blackmail ring on our politicians, was running a sexual blackmail ring via the Mossad. It's okay. And they don't have to answer questions about JFK and Jack Ruby, otherwise known as Jacob Rubenstein, and his involvement. We just have to accept that whatever they do, no matter how toxic and horrible and demonic it is, it's perfectly acceptable because God is going to bless you if you bless this land. Yeah, God wanted you to leave us with a 1948 real estate problem. It's completely ridiculous.
And now look at Trump. Trump's threatening Putin. Saying, look here, you got 50 days, babe. We're getting ready to send all kinds of stuff over yonder, and you got 50 days to come to the peace table. Make peace. What the hell? Putin doesn't give a damn about you and your little peace thing. Understand this, you are running out of weapons. The Ukrainians are getting their ass handed to them. You are responsible for I don't know, 100,000 deaths, where Joe Biden was responsible for maybe 500,000 deaths. And you were still responsible from your first term when you were shoving munitions in there. Don't give us a line of shit, Donald Trump. He's starting to sound like a little Lindsey, his little golfing buddy. Lindsey Graham ain't never met a war that he doesn't love. Remember, he said, man, thank you, Zelensky. This is the best money we ever spent. Ukrainians are damn dime, but Americans ain't right now. You know, so he has no problem fighting to the last Ukrainian. He doesn't give a damn about 500,000 people dead. Lindsey Graham's a psychopath from hell. Now, he might be in the closet and a Tinkerbell and all that kind of stuff like that, but a psychopath nonetheless. And he is the one with the ear of Trump. Between him and Hagstaff and Bondi and all those people right there, ladies and gentlemen, we don't stand a chance. And then the tariffs, 100% tariffs of any country that buys any oil from Russia. You know what? You know what China's going to tell you? You know what Brazil's going to tell you? You know what India's going to tell you? You know what? The whole world turning against us because of the stupidity and the no moral reason to do any of the things that we're doing. Supporting genocide, supporting the Russian conflict. Is this what you voted for? Is this what you voted for? Remember, he was going to get us out of Ukraine in 24 hours. I'm going to be the peace president. Look at there. Bibi Netanyahu Boo-Boo has nominated Donald Trump to be for the Nobel Peace Prize, y'all. Here's a guy that's already been charged with being a war criminal, committing genocide and all in the international tribunal, the court. And he's nominating Trump, who supports the genocide and supports killing Russians and Ukrainians, for a peace prize. It's nuts. It's a clown show. It's a clown show. That's why, look at over there in France, you got Macron, and he's married to his longtime 30-year-old groomer, who's a transgender. Now get that. He's married to a he, and she, and she is all upset and run around trying to do all kinds of little law fairs and all to try to get people to shut up. Oh, that's some funny shit. But all your top echelons, they are pedophiles, transgender, freak jobs, sickos. And they think that they own you and will control you. And they have controlled the population of the world for many, 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 many moons. But people are waking up. People are seeing through a lot of the clown show. Donald Trump ain't done. The puppet is being directed. And the direction that they're going is World War III. Hey, gotta have something to cover up this national debt. Pharmacia can't do it all. He was the father of the vaccines, remember that? Still hadn't repeated that, has he? Ladies and gentlemen, you've been fooled yet again. Over and over and over again. They keep telling you, make America great again. We're going to make America great again. Y'all, We're going to make America great again. We're going to make America great again. Keep telling them the same thing over and over again. We need change. Remember that one? We need change. Gotta have change. We're gonna have change. Democracy is on the line, y'all. Freedom is on the line, y'all. It's a big, beautiful bill. We got to pass it. America, your vote doesn't count. The only way it counts is that you continue to play the game. That's why it counts. Because you are compliant. You are obedient. Obedient little slaves to the system. You don't have the guts or the gumption like the people of 1776 to say, you know what? I don't want to pay these taxes anymore. You have breached every trust that was given to you. You have breached every freedom that we have every freedom that God gave us. The Patriot Act was one of the last straws. You're now building a prison planet for us all. And we're supposed to be obedient little slaves and claim that we are free and pledge allegiance to you. Oh, great and wonderful government. Freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, you are not going to vote yourself into freedom. And you are not going to elect. We got to elect the right people. You will never elect enough right people to right a wrong that never was. This government is designed to do exactly what it has done. And now we're paying the price. And because everybody's so dependent on the government and not willing to sacrifice anything, their liberty is shrinking, and they're going to leave their kids, their grandkids, far into the future, into an authoritarian slave plantation hell. While pharmakia changes the genetics of the human race to something that who even knows? Time's getting short for us to make up that mind. You gonna stand and do something, or you gonna speak out, or you gonna remain silent? Or are you just going to figure out a way to not pay this extortion? If 10% of us, 320 million people, 32 million people, just up and decided to, you know what? We hold the purse strings. It is our right and our duty to change or abolish a government that has breached the trust of the American people. We do it peacefully, but we're cutting off your funds. You sorry ass, no good murderers and thieves. Until we get enough people that are willing to do that, things are going to get a lot worse. Something else to think about, boys and girls. Are you going to trust you going to admit that yeah, you had a lot of hope in MAGA and MAGA and Donald Trump and the whole clown show that came and rode in behind him? You know, are you going to accept that? Are you going to excuse that? Or are you going to admit that, damn it, they got me again? Lord knows I've been fooled by these fools many a time. But once you realize what's going on and you begin to understand it, you see it each and every time. And Donald Trump is no different than Joe Biden, than George Bush, than Barack Obama, than go down the list. They're all just puppets in the clown show of the plantation of slave landing. Again, something else to think about, critically think about in this mad, mad world. Jeffrey Epstein is the tip of a big iceberg. Till next time. Till next time. Peace.
Political structure is presented as the power structure. And the people, they have to be made to believe that this is their country, that they're in charge, that their politician cares about them, that he's fighting for them. And in fact, he needs your help to save the country.
Democracy itself is on the ballot right now. So if you want to send a message, make it loud.
Our freedom and our future is in our hands. We have just a few days left to complete this no-fail mission that we have before us to save our country.
America, as we begin this election year, we must be clear. Democracy is on the ballot. Your freedom is on the ballot.
Politics, like entertainment, it only works if the audience buys in. They have to be invested. They have to care. They have to care about their team and all the wonderful things that their team's going to do for them if they can get elected one more time. Because it's the most important election of our lifetime.
This is the most important election in the history of our country.
This election is the most important in the modern history of this country.
The election in 2020, without hyperbole, is going to be the most important election this country has undergone.
This November's elections are more important than any I can remember in my lifetime, and that includes when I was on the ballot.
There are just 8 days left in what is the most important election of our lifetimes.
We know what is on the line and what is a truly most important election of our lifetime.
This election is the most important election in our lifetimes.
This is, I think, going to be the most important election that we've ever had.
In every campaign, they tell you the same thing. This is the most important election in a generation, the most important election in our lifetime. This one truly is.
2008 is the most important election in our lifetime.
This is the most important election of our lifetime.
All these choices make this one of the most important elections in our history.
1996, in my opinion, is going to be the most important election of our lifetimes.
This is one of the most important elections in the history of the United States of America.
Before one of the most important elections in the nearly 200 years history of our country.
I think this election is one of the most vital in the history of America.
Perhaps, as Senator Kennedy has already indicated, the most important election in our history.
Never in the history of the country has it been as necessary for the Democrats to win an election as it is now.
We face one of the great choices of history.
You got to get out and vote. In 4 years, you don't have to vote again. We'll have it fixed so good you're not going to have to vote.
And the reality is that the politicians are more like actors. The real power struggle, it takes place behind the scenes.